I think I got into trouble again. But in my defense, it's totally Dad's fault this time. You see, Dad has this habit of leaving things around like his super fancy $500 headphones. I always see him wearing them during meetings, and they really smell like Dad. This morning, I was missing him a lot, so I decided to, chew on them. It's not like they taste good or anything, but they just smelled like Dad. Honestly, I don't get why Dad likes this thing so much. It's not even tasty. But then, Dad started looking for his headphones. When he found me, he was so mad. But guess what? Mom started laughing. She told Dad that he shouldn't leave things lying around. Finally, Mom's on my side for once. At least this time, I've got Mom backing me up. So, who's really in trouble here, Dad? Maybe next time, he'll think twice before leaving his stuff out. Just saying. Being a puppy is so tiring. You have no idea how many chores I have to do around here. Mom's a total lazy bum, so I've got to pick up the slack. The house can get pretty filthy sometimes with spiders and bugs creeping around. And since I know Mom hates bugs, it's up to me to get rid of them. At first, I just wanted to make friends with the spiders, But they're so shy. Every time I stop my paw near them, they run away. So I have to chase them, stomping and stomping until they finally play dead. But here's the thing, they're not great at playing dead. I mean, if they're not moving, maybe they want to be friends in my tummy, right? So, naturally, I decided to eat them. But by the time Mom noticed, she screamed like she'd seen a ghost. But hey, I was just trying to help. Maybe next time she'll handle the bugs herself. Seriously, this puppy life is exhausting. Who knew being a hero could be so much work? Dear Diary, I've come to a tragic realization my human cousin and I are just not compatible. Every time I visit Grandpa's, he insists on giving me treats. And by giving, I mean launching them in every direction like a wild game of fetch. Except I'm the only one playing. At home, I'm a treat connoisseur. I just have to tilt my head and look adorable, and boom, treats delivered right to my paws. But at Grandpa's, my cousin turns into some kind of treat-throwing maniac, thinking he's outsmarting me. Please, I'm a Corgi, not a fool. I can practically catch those treats with my eyes closed, and yet I have to pretend like this is the most thrilling game ever. The things I do for family. Seriously, does anyone else have a cousin who thinks they're a treat mastermind? I could use some advice here, preferably before I have to deal with another round of this nonsense. Cousins, can't live with them, can't swap them for more treats. Remember those fences Mom put around her precious strawberries and lettuce? Yeah, well, she's really outdone herself this time. She's gone full-on gardening fanatic mode and even made her own compost. Today, she decided to pour that stinky compost in the garden, behind her so-called impenetrable fence. Nice try, Mom. But here's the thing about me, I'm not just a climber, I'm also a digger. So, once Mom left, I decided it was time for a little inspection. I dug right under that fence like a true escape artist and made my way into the compost. Disappointingly, there wasn't much food left except for some boring eggshells. I mean, what's a girl gotta do to get some decent scraps around here? I thought it was a pretty successful operation, but then Mom found out, and oh boy, she was furious. She even ran off to tattletale to Dad like the drama queen she is. Seriously, Mom, it's just a little dirt and a couple of eggshells, no biggie. So, here's the thing. I have like 3 beds at home, but my absolute favorite bed is Mom and Dad's bed. It's so big, I can roll over at least 10 times without even touching the floor. It's basically my personal playground. One day, I was taking a well-deserved nap on Mom's blanket when I noticed this annoying little thread just sticking out. It was mocking me, practically begging to be chewed. So I did what any self-respecting corgi would do. I chewed it out. But here's the thing with threads. The more you chew, the more they unravel. Before I knew it, there was this gaping hole in the blanket. Who knew a little thread could cause so much trouble? Mom was furious. She said I'm not allowed on their bed ever again. Ever! Can you believe it? Just because of one little thread. But let's be real. We all know I'll be back on that bed in no time. I mean, who could resist this face? I'm so mad at Dad right now, I might just disown him. Yesterday, it was raining cats and dogs literally pouring buckets outside. And guess what? Dad, in all his wisdom, decided that it was the perfect time to ask me to go potty. Seriously, Dad? Like, no reasonable dog should be asked to potty outside in weather like that. Have you ever seen Dad potty in the rain? No, because he's not crazy. But somehow, he thinks it's okay to drag me out there. The audacity. So there we were, standing in the rain, doing a poop standoff for what felt like an eternity. I wasn't going to give in. No way was I doing my business in a downpour. Finally, after an hour, Dad gave up. Well, Dad, just you wait. I will remember this. Revenge is a dish best served when you least expect it. You've been warned, Dad. I've been keeping a little secret. Ever since Mom fenced off her precious lettuce garden, I've had to come up with a new diet plan. She thinks she's so smart, but little does she know, I've already got my eyes on a new prize. My newest heist? It starts with the all-potty face. Works like a charm every time. Mom just lets me out into the garden. But do I head for the lettuce? Nah. Been there, done that. My sights are set on something sweeter, the strawberries. Sure, she put a fence around them too. But here's the thing. She didn't realize I could step on top of the brick and get over it. I'm careful, though. Only one a day, so Mom doesn't get suspicious. Mom thinks she's outsmarted me with her fences. But between you and me, the garden's got a new top dog. Mom is complaining again. First, she wanted me to talk with these buttons, and now she's saying I talk too much. Can you believe it? Here's the thing, it's getting really hard to choose just one thing I want. There's puzzles, food, outside, and butt scratches. How am I supposed to pick just one? So, naturally, I pressed all of them at the same time. But then Mom had the nerve to tell me I could only choose one. I was so mad, I kept pressing the buttons, because clearly, Mom is deaf. She wasn't getting the message, so I just had to keep trying. We were in the middle of a serious standoff. Mom was being stubborn, but I was more stubborn. I was ready to keep pressing those buttons all day if I had to. And just when I thought the world was against me, Dad swooped in to save the day. He gave me treats and told me to chill. Finally, someone who understands. Lesson learned. When in doubt, press all the buttons because you never know. Dad might just come to the rescue. So, Mom saw this dog named Bunny on YouTube who can talk a lot, and she got this brilliant idea that she could teach me to talk too. And thus, the talking buttons arrived. My favorite phrase, Mom food? It's my way of telling Mom, hey, I want food, and guess what? Every time I press that button, I get a treat. How awesome is that? It's like having unlimited treats on demand. Press, treat, it's the best game ever. Who knew talking could be so rewarding? I think I found my new favorite hobby. I just love talking, especially when it tastes this good. Pest, I've got a juicy secret to share. Mom thinks I haven't pooped in 3 days. Little does she know, I found a brand new poop spot in the garden and she's totally clueless. You see, Mom's been letting me out to do my business alone because, well, she's kind of a lazy bum. But come on, it gets so boring pooping in the same old spot every time. So I decided to switch it up and find a new hiding spot. And let me tell you, it's perfect, nice and private, just how I like it. Mom was getting so worried, she even called Dad for backup. Seriously, she's such a drama queen. But of course, Dad had to go and ruin everything. He finally found my secret spot and picked up all my poop. Talk about a party pooper? Now I've got to start all over again and find a new secret spot. Challenge accepted. This time, I'll make sure it's even harder to find. Good luck, Dad. So, I think I got into a little trouble today, but honestly, how was I supposed to know? Mom's veggie garden is like a magical salad bar, and let me tell you, that lettuce is so tender and sweet. I figured, hey, veggies are good for you, right? So I decided to do the responsible thing and eat all of them. I even thought, wow, the vet's gonna be so proud of me for eating healthy. Plus, it's a lot easier than chasing squirrels. But then Mom showed up. And let me tell you, she wasn't exactly thrilled with my new diet plan. She went full-on angry gardener mode and put up a fence around the lettuce, like I'm some kind of veggie thief. I guess my all-you-can-eat lettuce buffet is officially closed. So much for being a health nut. I don't know what you did this weekend, but mine was a real treat, literally. So, I was at Grandpa's house, and remember that tiny human cousin of mine? Yeah, the one who thinks he's a mastermind. Well, he's at it again. So there's Mom, trying to teach my cousin how to throw treats like a normal person. But the second Mom turned her back, he threw the treats the opposite way, like he was auditioning for a spy movie. I could practically hear the mission. impossible theme playing in his head. Nice try, kid. But did you forget I'm basically a treat-sniffing ninja? I mean, come on. My nose is a GPS. My eyes are lasers. I knew what he was up to before he even had the thought. He was probably thinking, I'm a genius, while I'm over here like, I see all. I eat all. I let him think he was tricking me, just to be nice. But let's be real. I ended up with a whole bag of treats. So who's really the mastermind here? This morning was so boring. Mom was busy showering, and Dad was in one of those long, boring meetings. What's a pup to do? But then I saw it. The back door. Mom didn't close it properly, so I thought, why not? I'm an independent corgi. After all, I went out by myself to have some fun. Everything was going great until it started to drizzle. But no worries. I decided to take some of those fun wood chips from the garden and continue my party on the couch. It was awesome. I mean, why keep the fun outside when you can bring it in, right? Then Dad came down to check on me. And, well, let's just say he wasn't too thrilled about my wood chip masterpiece. I really don't get it what's wrong with bringing a little bit of outside inside. Next time, I'll just make sure to share my creative vision with Dad first. Maybe he'll appreciate it more.